Not having enough evidence against you is not the same as being proven innocent. You have to have evidence of your innocence in order to be proven innocent. Men, Heejin is guilty. The police, in their opinion, just didn't have enough evidence, or serious enough evidence to charge her with Hybe's accusations, so taking this moment to call men Heejin a diva, who's serving, is such a gross misuse of AAVE, and a dishonest diagnosing of what men Heejin and her legal team are currently doing, especially after months of trying to legally settle with a simple apology. And 12% of the victims' claims being proven as true. Men Heejin is the same trash demon who was found guilty and then fined by South Korea's Ministry of Employment and Labor for workplace harassment and investigation interference of a former female Adore staff member. Because in 2023, as CEO of Adore, after finding out that this female Adore staff member was accusing men's vice president of sexual harassment, not only did men Heejin dismiss this woman's claims, there were text messages of her instigating the issue, and even evidence of men verbally abusing this woman and creating a toxic work environment. I won't ever take people's fake feminism seriously, because when talks of mistreatment, bullying, or comparison occurs, it's not actually about empowering or even equalizing women. It's about making excuses for, or straight up ignoring questionable or absolutely deplorable behavior in women to the detriment of the popular girl, or the less socially accepted girl, or the girl with the less hype, and unbiasedly you see this pattern repeated over and over and over again in the media. I like Sakura, but I'm not even an actual fan of Eyelet and Le Sserafim, and yet I keep finding myself feeling compelled to defend them against K-pop fans' actions and New Jeans' accusations, because it seems like no one else is. The people supporting men Heejin and/or New Jeans in the name of girl bossdom actively belittle or ignore how Eyelet, Le Sserafim, Kim Joo-young, and other female staff at Hybe are maintaining a perpetual state of innocence, but are continuously and relentlessly being burned at the internet stake like this is the 1600s and are bitches caught casting spells. Min Heejin has socially been proven to have been conspiring at the very least against Hybe's best interest, not only through text messages she indirectly owned up to being hers, but also by Park Jung-kyu, a chairman at the company Davo Link, the same company Hyein's uncle, who's been identified as Lee Mo, works for, by Park literally admitting to men Heejin meeting with him and offering millions of dollars to invest in her with hopes of poaching New Jeans from Hybe. The judge who halted Hybe from firing men Heejin literally pointed out that she was shady, just not shady enough to fire. This literally happened. May not be legally binding yet, if ever, but it did happen. In the court of public opinion, the bitch is guilty on all accounts. The only reason why men Heejin didn't get fired, because she quit. She did not get kicked out, unlike what New Jeans are propagandizing. And the only reason men Heejin has not been criminally charged with tampering yet is because of a legal loophole that allows her, for now, not to be held legally liable because she was not able to succeed in her plans of sabotage. Not that she was proven innocent of attempting sabotage, because she wasn't. It is stupid to act as if not having enough legally binding evidence is the equivalent of being innocent of any wrongdoing. Mind you, they legally do not have to disclose to the public what their decisions, whether that be guilty or innocent, are even based on, and the division who made this decision was the Yongsan Police Department, who are infamously known for legal malpractices. And Hybe definitely can fight this by going to prosecution. In Korea, the police and a prosecution team can do independent investigations. Traditionally, police do initial assessments of evidence. They decide if a charge has grounds to legally stick, and then they hand the case to prosecution to get a legal verdict on. Hybe is saying they have more evidence against men Heejin since Yongsan did, or started investigating men. Just because Yongsan Police Department claim not to have an efficient amount of evidence, that doesn't mean prosecution will end with the same result. But even with the chance that men Heejin gets off scot-free on every charge Hybe is making against her, again, that wouldn't just all of a sudden make what's been proven and what's come out a fabrication or lie. Men Heejin may never be found legally guilty, but both morally and ethically is absolutely guilty of workplace mistreatment, bullying staff, targeting Eyelet, Le Sserafim, and BTS, and exploiting New Jeans and every other minor she's ever publicly worked with. Men Heejin will never work at Hybe again, and New Jeans still have nothing to work with because every claim they've made has come out to be unsubstantial, insufficient, and largely nonsensical. And I hope she doesn't succeed, not just because I think she's an evil person, but also because if she does not face legal ramifications for her actions in the same industry, where public figures get only 3 years for admitting to committing gang rape only after getting caught, Men is perfectly capable of repeating the exact same behaviors that's gotten us all here today, and people like her are exactly why minors have absolutely no unimpeachable place in the K-pop industry. I said this 9 months ago,
I just don't have the seemingly never-ending patience or excuses blinks do for someone who's a veteran at this point. Jennie can do whatever she wants, no matter if she was a he or they. Drink, smoke, fuck, whatever. I don't care how she lives her life, but as an audience, I'm allowed to interpret how her lifestyle is likely affecting her work. I wouldn't even have anything to say if her work didn't suffer as a result. And in my opinion, her work has been really mediocre from her venturing outside of Blackpink and before that. It's so hard for me to believe Jennie actually has a passion for her work. I think she likes what she does, but liking something and having a passion for something is not the same thing. It should not take anyone 29 years and a dip in cold water to recognize that they don't dance well in heels or that a combination of partying, drinking, smoking while knowing you lose breath easily, and unnecessarily attending fashion shows when you supposedly have a bum ankle, in the middle of a year-long worldwide tour, is not a healthy enough lifestyle to function properly off of. This is common sense, but at least this means she won't repeat what she did during the Born Pink tour next time.
Jennie is indefensible. Yes, she was fixing her mic pack. Is that an excuse to stand there, like she's not supposed to be putting on a performance in front of an audience who've paid hundreds to thousands of dollars to see her? Not enough K-pop fans are into Beyoncé, and it shows because Sasha would literally never. In her 40s with a bum knee, she needed invasive surgery on because of a dangerous aerial stunt malfunction she got while performing. Sasha would never. Knowing that some of the blinks in attendance at her concert can't even see them performing due to the diabolical venue setup that YG had. Jennie is standing still if performance like it's a sound check. I don't even think there's anything inherently wrong with this. But when Jennie says she loves her job, I comprehend that as she loves the fame, support, luxuries, and opportunities her jobs gives her, because nothing that Jennie does convinces me that she loves anything about being in the industry. Not that she needs to convince me when she got people who will pay hundreds to thousands of dollars to watch her unprofessionalism. And people need to stop saying she's performing like a rookie because she's performing worse than that. I have yet to ever see 6 and 7 minute complications of rookies performing poorly, or like they simply don't even care to try. I had 2 living in a simulation moments this week with Eyekons, and if you're one of those people who consider cat's eye idols, or at least idol adjacent, I think they might have the most proudly ignorant fandom in the whole 5th generation so far. In my last video, I discussed the hypocrisy that Eyekons keep exhibiting, showing evidence of Eyekons unnecessarily putting down other female idols and even other members of Cat's Eye in comparison to Manon for getting work done because she expressed an insecurity, just for her to get lip filler as well, like the average female idol a few months later. Just to shed light on why Eyekons shouldn't be pinning Cat's Eye against other groups. Especially not at Hybe, with their actually inaccurate comparison of Cat's Eye to all Hybe groups vocally and dance-wise, because despite the narrative that Hybe idols don't have talent, they very much do. And of course, people got defensive as if I bashed Cat's Eye by again, comparing Cat's Eye's visuals to other idols, especially Manon's, as if she doesn't also fit and benefit from fitting beauty standards by being mixed race, thin and light skin with a loose curl pattern. But the most backtalk I got was for listing idols at Hybe, who are just as good if not better than Daniela at dancing, and some of those idols I listed just so happen to be men. Don't take my bluntness as being condescending. I didn't say, and would not say, that Daniela is even an average dancer. She is amazing, a real athlete. I was just trying to explain that the comparisons Eyekons are making, especially for no reason, can backfire. So a misogynistic icon feeling the need to argue with me that Daniela is basically unmatched specifically because she dances better or can compete with male dancers due to her inherently inferior female genetics was crazy. Saying men are better at the arts because of genetics, when the patriarch is systemically set up for men to be vastly less expressive, even within the arts, is actually crazy. Setting men up as the standard for anything professional when women have to do far more to get the same recognition men get for being mediocre in every field of work I can think of is crazy. Most men, including the dancers, can't even bend down and touch their toes, and they're somehow peak physicality. The reason why so many people are prejudiced, I think, is because people associate prejudice and bigotry with actions instead of mindsets. When it's prejudice mindsets that influence prejudice actions, thinking men are better dancers just because they're men influences idiot to make such dumbass statements. Daniela is an amazing dancer because she trained her whole life to be, and she's proven that to us as an audience without ever competing with men. She loves dancing and had parents that could afford her classes since she was very, very young. That ain't got shit to do with men for them to be the basis for why she's so good. And a few days later, I made a post expressing my distaste for the sexually suggestive and therefore inherently inappropriate nature around Yoon as a 17-year-old girl being made to bend over on all fours, pushing her hips up and down with a heel-to-ass tap in Gabriella, and how Hybe is building a record of giving minors sexually suggestive dances like they did with Nicki and Yoon. And I got at least 1,000 comments I mostly deleted of Eyekons accusing me of criticizing Yoon, which I didn't. I criticized Hybe, accused me of sexualizing the way she dresses and saying the dance is fine because she's full-clothed, even though I didn't say anything about her clothes, or as if she as a minor shouldn't be fully clothed, accused me of sexualizing her as if I'm the one who had her bent on all fours, calling me old even though I'm in my early 20s like the older members of Cat's Eye, telling me it's fine because she was in the back as if that made her invisible, telling me I'm weird for not looking at Daniela who was in the center again, as if Yoon is invisible, telling me that the dance was art, and I just don't get it, as if art and sexuality are inherently separate things when they most definitely are not, or as if art is a justification for sexualizing minors, telling me that it's normal and not a big deal for even underage dancers to do suggestive dances, as if what's normal is the standard for morals and ethics. Or as if she's on some random school dance team and not being viewed globally in a girl group with a position of influence. Telling me it's no big deal because as fans, they're 13, 14, and 16, and they do it all the time. As if that's the same as Yoon being viewed globally in a girl group with a position of influence. Or as if the dance industry, like the music and acting industry, aren't wildly known for taking advantage of or sexually exploiting underage dancers, especially underage girls. Telling me it's okay because she's months away from being a legal adult in the US when being 17 is not the same as being 18 at least. Insisting that Yoon is either 18 or 19, or that she counts as grown personal, as if she's still not legally a juvenile in the US and Korea. Accusing me of not keeping the same energy with Western people, or claiming that it's fine because it's normal in America, or that Yoon doing that is due to American influence, as if Koreans are a sexless people incapable or vulgarity. I have no record of such hypocrisy to even accuse me of not keeping the same energy with minors in the West, so they based that accusation purely off of assumption. And minors participating in the same things actually does face a lot of backlash in the United States because despite what the media depicts, a large part of the country is conservative or just simply don't want to see minors imitating doggy style. And as if Yoon like Nicki and Yoon aren't under Hybe, a Eastern label. Difference between the US and Korea is that in the United States, their society is vastly less conformist than in South Korea. So when parents are bothered by coaches or specific content being peddled to their children, they'll at least try and change things instead of shoulder-shrugging at child exploitation and labor. That's exactly why KG and her parents fought back against JYP as opposed to other parents of idols at the label. Accusing me of making the dance sexual, as if it's not styled to be full of ass shaking and booty cheeks. Accusing me of upholding purity culture, because that's the internet's new buzzword, as if saying that a minor shouldn't be put in compromising positions, is the equivalent of enabling a systemically regime designed to oppress women. Accusing me of sexualizing Yoon and being desperate for her to legal, because I didn't include Megan and Lara in my post when they're legal adults, but not that much older than Yoon. Stating that it's okay because the legally adult members were also doing it. Acting as if any of them know Cat's Eye personally, by claiming that Cat's Eye have the freedom to completely reject or change the choreography they're given, and claiming that since they're just partially based in the US, they can do whatever they want to and wouldn't be doing the dance if they didn't want to. As if the American music industry, especially Geffen Records, doesn't have a long history of not giving their works such freedom, or even giving a damn what their workers are comfortable with. As if it wasn't literally Geffen's team who intentionally stirred discourse, conflict, and confusion during Dream Academy, when most of the contestants were minors for clicks and views. Acting like they know Cat's Eye personally again by claiming that Yoon is comfortable doing it, as if Yoon's comfortability is what makes a dance inappropriate for an underage girl to be doing, per the request of the adults who choreographed it for her. The people who like to blur the lines between what is and is not appropriate for minors to be doing, especially minors they don't even know personally, and therefore are enabling ethically wrong shit, while simultaneously undermining those who try and call out questionable behavior when they notice it genuinely disgust the fuck out of me.
Y'all, why every time I click this button it do something to me and it light my pussy up? What's that about?